Good evening, Bruin football fans. Welcome to the first game of the UCLA 1972 schedule. I'm Tom Harmon, and on my left is UCLA's Heisman Trophy All-American Gary Beban. We'll be sharing this Channel 5 microphone with you all during the 1972 season. Well, Beebs, tonight is the big night. I guess if you got to open, there's nobody going against a national champion that's any better, huh?
Well, in 65, we had the same story, except we didn't know our opponents were the national champions going for their third straight title. I think Pepper Rogers told a great story when he told Rick Baska, how do you stop Nebraska? He says, get by the All-American center, stop the greatest sophomore quarterback they've ever had, blow by their All-American fullback, and tackle one of the best backs in Johnny Rogers in the country. That's how you beat Nebraska. It's going to be a great football game.
32 games without a defeat kind of gives you an incentive. It kind of builds up a morale within a player to say, well, golly, we've gone this far, 2 straight national championships back-to-back, which isn't certainly easy. Now they kind of have the incentive that they don't want to be the one to lose it.
Exactly. It gives you great momentum. They've got to come onto the football field and feel that they are going to win this football game. It's no doubt about it. You don't want to be on the team that doesn't win the national championship.
They talk about these two ball clubs, and if you talk experience-wise, UCLA is certainly the team that is the underdog. However, in the all-important part of it, actually, young Dave Humm, I think is the boy's name. Gary, you know him very well from over at Las Vegas, will be the starting quarterback for Nebraska. And, of course, my son, Mark Harmon, will be going for UCLA. It's the first time either of the quarterbacks have faced major competition, and that could be a little jumpy.
Both of them are going to be under pressure. You know, Tom, last Thursday night, the Bruins came into the Coliseum. Over half of the ball club. It was the first time they were in the Coliseum as players and not spectators. So it's going to be an opening for each ball club, especially for Harmon and Humm.
Well, it's going to be a good football game. Two good teams based solidly in fundamentals. We'll be right back with the opening kickoff after this word. Well, it's a magnificent house tonight at the Los Angeles Coliseum for the first game of the Bruins schedule against the national champion, Nebraska Cornhuskers. And in the center of the field, we see the co-captains of each ball club. Number 54 is Doug Dumler, the Nebraska center. Number 55 is Bill Johnson, the defensive left tackle. On the opposite side, number 29 is Alan Ellis, the Bruin defensive halfback, and big Bruce Walton, number 74, the offensive tackle for UCLA. They are having a conversation in the center of the field. The gentleman in the white cap is Dave Kamansky, who will be the referee. Kamansky flips the coin, and we'll find out who won it. It apparently is a toss that is won by Nebraska. We'll see what happens. He is pointing to UCLA, and he is now taking Nebraska, indicating that Nebraska obviously won the toss, will elect to receive. So the Cornhuskers will have first shot. The Bruins will have to stop them to get the football. We'll see what happens. The kickoff man, of course, for UCLA will be the mighty mite, Efren Herrera, a little guy who can really whack it. And the very dangerous man on the receiving end of the thing will be Johnny Rogers, who probably is one of the outstanding run-back artists in college football last year, and obviously much better this year. Gary, he's a lot of dynamite back there, the little guy, number 20.
Well, I think any college football fan will remember what he did to Oklahoma and Alabama. With great punt returns, probably made some of the finest moves that we'll see a running back make in college. An outstanding running back. Obviously, Herrera will definitely have it in his mind to kick away from number 20, Johnny Rogers.
The other man who will be doubling back there, number 1 is Herrera, as you see on your screen, will be Rich Bahet. He is on the right side, Rogers on the left. Rogers obviously feeling that Herrera, being a right-footed kicker, a soccer-style kicker, will kick the ball with an arc going to his left, and Rogers is lined up in that area. We'll find out if Pepper Rogers, the UCLA coach, has any special strategy, whether the ball will be placed on the sides. They're moving it over to the hash marks on the far side of the field, 20 yards in from the north sidelines. Gary?
Well, you're seeing it right now. I'm sure that's the first indication to try and have Efren probably kick it for that coffin corner. To the left of Johnny Rogers, definitely away from Rogers.
Well, we'll find out in just a moment. We're ready to go with UCLA Bruin football. And Herrera gets the kick. The kick is high, short at the 23-yard line. Coming back upfield, down Goes at the 35-yard line. Herrera's kick was short, taken off by the short man, number 46, which was Maury Damkroger. Tom Waddell, number 72, made the stop. And so the Huskers will put it in play on their own 35-yard line. UCLA's defense. The man who is in there is Dave Humm, number 12, at the quarterback spot. Humm hands off to Oles. Oles tries the left side, gets it out to about the 37-yard line. In on the tackle is Rick Baska, along with Rich Gunther. A pickup on the play of 2 yards. It'll be second down, 8 yards to go. The Cornhuskers in the white jerseys. Gary, excuse me, to identify yourself. The Bruins in the light blue. A flanker this time. Rogers on the right side. Single back is Oles. Humm, quick pitching back to Oles. Gets to the outside, drives, and gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And he drove right over one tackler that time. Fred McNeil finally made the stop short of the first down.
Here's a shot of Humm. He'll be pitching to his left to Bill Oles, who's an outstanding running back. Actually, the number 2 rusher for Nebraska last year behind Kinney, but actually the number 1 runner, yards per carry. He's an outstanding runner. You've got to tackle him well or he'll run over them.
It's third down and 2, and this time it's Oles. He tries the center, and I don't know whether he made it or not. We'll wait and see where they mark the football. It looks like it is a first down. It is. He got up and was pushed back. Rick Baska made the tackle. It's a first down for Nebraska.
During the spring and early fall, it's been a question of UCLA's defense. I think Coach Rogers and the staff is somewhat confident on their offense, of course, unless you're playing against Nebraska. But the question mark this year has been the defense. There's a lot of young men out there right now.
All right, the I formation. Rogers slotted on the right side. Ball on the 45-yard line. Humm this time going back to throw. Passes over the center. Pass is caught by Rogers. And he is pulled down on the 26-yard line. On the first play, Jim Bright made the tackle. Jimmy Allen took a shot at him but missed him. And you see the little elusive guy by the name of Johnny Rogers from Omaha, generally ranked as one of the outstanding preseason All-Americans, picking off the first pass from Dave Humm. Good protection. First and 10. The Huskers are on the move. Humm this time. Hands off to Oles. Oles is hit and dropped at the 26-yard line. Pulled down over there at that play by number 68, which is Gerald Peak and Fred McNeil.
Dave Humm, the starting Nebraska quarterback, is only a sophomore. He's 6'2", 186 pounds from Las Vegas. He broke every freshman record at Nebraska. And they're looking for him to take the place of Jerry Taggy.
All right, Rogers slots on the right side this time in the I formation as Humm looks it over. Allen comes over to take Rogers on, man-to-man. Humm driving to the right side and is grabbed off. Fumble on the play. Who got it? Scramble, let's see. Ball is recovered by Nebraska on the 28-yard line.
Oh, we need those.
Gary Dixon just barely pulled that football away. But it's third down and 12 yards to go. Big play now for the Cornhuskers.
Gary Dixon, native of California, Oxnard. In fact, one of the 2 Californians in the starting lineup, the other being Bill Slowey of Hawthorne for Nebraska.
All right, Humm's going to go into passing formation. Rogers slotted way right as Humm goes back to throw. He passes way long. Pass is incomplete. Jimmy Allen, man-to-man, 20 on 20, dogging Rogers' footsteps. The pass was long, incomplete.
I'll tell you, that's a tough assignment for Allen. It looked like he had him one-on-one. Johnny Rogers is the all-time Big 8 pass receiver.
On the isolation now, you can see Rogers going downfield. Jimmy Allen is a big guy coming into UCLA as a transfer. He gives Rogers a chuck right there, which is allowable. Stays right with him, and the pass was overthrown. All right, Sangster trying for the field goal. The kick is going to be short, and UCLA takes over the football.
All right. So the first time in the field for 1972, the Bruin defense has proved itself for the first time out, and here comes the wishbone.
UCLA taking over the wishbone. 1st and 10 on their 20. As Sanger's kick was short. And the Bruins are out of the huddle. Mark Harmon at the quarterback spot. Campbell is the fullback. On a quarterback sneak, it's Harmon over the left side to about the 23-yard line. On a quick opener. No chance for even a fake that time. Just took the ball, faked right, shot to the left side. And that might just be to keep perhaps the best middle guard in the business, Rich Glover, a little bit honest, Gary.
Rich Glover, Mr. Everything. He's probably a candidate and one of the few defensive ones we'll ever see for the Heisman Trophy. Just a great middle guard.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. The handoff this time comes into Alexander, and he moves it across to the 27-yard line. And the man on the middle of that was Manstedt and Glover making the tackle.
Some of the defensive Nebraska players to watch. Number 79, Rich Glover. Number 81, Willie Harper. Number 42, a linebacker, Bill Slowey from California. Number 27, Joe Blockhawk. All potential or credited All-Americans already. So you have 4 at least All-Americans in Nebraska's defense.
It's 3rd down, about 4 yards to go. The Bruins needing the big 4 against the tough Nebraska defense. The handoff this time comes in to McAllister. He's still on his feet. He breaks to the outside. He's at the 45, the 40, and out of bounds at the 39. Playhack pushed him out. And don't think that James McAllister is going to be stopped with one man. The big running back, the first time he carried the football, 33 yards.
No, we need to see that. We saw it during spring training. We saw it during the fall. We didn't know if we'd see it against Nebraska the first time he carries the ball, 33 yards.
The wishbone. The fullback, Campbell, carrying the ball straight up to the 36-yard line that time. John Pitts, the right linebacker, making the tackle for Nebraska. Pickup of about 3 yards. Call it 2nd and 7. No score in the ball game. We've got 10:22 left in the first quarter. Pepper Rogers walking down the sidelines, watching the action here.
Coach Rogers is 2-2 against Bob Devaney, playing him in the Big 8 with Kansas.
Lyman splits wide to the left side. The wishbone. Harmon faking back, going to pass. Throws long. Pass is long. Over the head of the intended receiver, Jack Lassner.
Mark had him open. It's tough on the first throw of the night to go long, but it's better to overshoot than underthrow. Lassner was open, the tight end. After the fake, good play fake in the backfield. And this is what Rogers has told us all year long, what's going to happen on that wishbone. You keep hitting them with the fakes off tackle on the outside, and it does open those receivers.
It'll be 3rd down, 7 yards to go. The Bruins now trying to take advantage. Get that ball a little closer. Again, the pass this time is dropped, almost caught. Fine try by Brad Lyman, couldn't quite hold on to it. Pass is incomplete. And so we've got Herrera coming into the game to shoot for the field goal, Little Efren. And he's got the range to bang it through there with that soccer style as the Bruins have moved the football to the Nebraska 35-yard line where it's 4th down. Harmon will hold. Herrera will kick from the 42. So it's a 52-yard shot, including the 10 yards. Efren's kick is blocked, and it's recovered by Nebraska at that point. Somebody came up the middle, and Nebraska makes a big play out of the attempted field goal.
Tom, it was tough to tell if that was either a good play by Nebraska's defense or if the ball just had a low trajectory. It didn't look like it got very high on the kick by Efren.
1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball on the 37. Hum is the quarterback. Oles the single running back. Hum swings to the right side, pitches back out to Oles, and Oles is hit and dropped. Allen in on the play, and it's UCLA's football. Jimmy Allen. No, it isn't. It was recovered by Cal Peterson, number 90.
I'll tell you, the Bruins are high. There he is on the sideline, making a big play, and UCLA gets the ball back on the 36.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball on the Nebraska 35. It's McAllister taking it to the 30-yard line, and the red shirts and pants are all over him. But James, with that power drive of his, moved it up for 5 yards. It's 2nd and 5. Pitts making the tackle. Both coaches on both sidelines, the staffs are calling the signals. Defensive for Nebraska, the offensive plays for UCLA. All right, it's the flanker as Lyman, spread wide left, the wishbone. Harmon, reverse handoff this time, and it's Kermit Johnson. Gets it up to about the 26-yard line. Wait for the ball to be marked.
It's like 3rd and 1.
The entire left side of the line took the free ride that time on Johnson. It's 3rd down and a yard to go. Into the backfield for UCLA is Bobby Farrell, number 30.
The Nebraska defensive line, Harper 208, Dutton 248, Glover 233, Jansen 230. They're not small.
And that's the first down. The tackler was number 55, Bill Jansen, but not until James McAllister had made the first down. It's first down, 10 yards to go. The Bruins ball on the Nebraska 24. No score in the ball game. That time, a fine tackle by Rich Glover as Kermit Johnson ran into the middle guard All-American from Nebraska. No gain on the play.
Well, that was just a great play by Glover. Straight reactions.
All right, watch Glover make the great reaction as McAllister takes the fake and Kermit Johnson makes the move, and there's Mr. Glover.
He must have been in the huddle. What a fine play.
That time, the quarterback kept the play, faking to McAllister, swinging wide, got it back up to about the 22-yard line. Harmon, the ball carrier. Ball is marked down on the 23. It'll be 3rd down, 9 yards to go.
In most situations, it looked like it's a passing down, and Mark has thrown one tonight, incomplete, missing last on a long pass. And here we go for number 3. Actually, he missed a sideline pass to Lyman. It's close. He's about a half yard short.
A ball carrier on the play. Kermit Johnson. It's 4th down. And they're going to measure. It's so close. Bill Jansen made the stop. Now the question is, what does Pepper Rogers, the coach, call? There you go for the first down. It looks like it's about a half yard short of the first down.
First tough call of the night. Boy, for a young offense, this team has kept its poise. The Bruins are relatively young. New backs, a new quarterback, no penalties so far, and they're playing a far experienced Nebraska defense.
All right, UCLA needs a half yard. Nebraska digs in. 4th down. He got it. Harmon on the quarterback sneak. First down.
Coming in the ball game, this crowd was quiet. The LA crowd was quiet. They're responding now. Pepper said if we have any chance against Nebraska, the offense has to move the ball. They've got to keep the ball away from the potent Nebraska offense. And so far, the Bruins have done that for the first 9 minutes of the first quarter.
McAllister, the ball carrier, got up to the 11-yard line. Man who was on the bottom of the pile was Rich Glover, along with Randy Borg, number 19, making the tackle on McAllister. A pickup of 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 8.
Glover's not that tall. He's only 6'1", but he's so quick, 234 pounds, very strong. Look how close he gets to that center.
Oh! That time, a driving tackle by the left end, Steve Manstedt. Straightened up Mark Harmon, the quarterback, before he had a chance to get out of his tracks. A loss on the play.
And that is one way to very quickly stop the wishbone. Mark misread the play. If that defensive end is blowing in like that, you've got to give it to the first man through. But he made a fine play.
Third down, about 12 yards to go. This time, it's McAllister, and he gets to the 9-yard line. The ball just about in the center of the field. And in comes Herrera. Pitts made the tackle. And Efren Herrera is going to be called upon for that talented right foot.
McAllister in his varsity debut has carried the ball 4 times for 48 yards. Obviously, he had a big 35-yard carry, but the second series that the Bruins had the ball.
Herrera's kick is good. Harmon holding. And the UCLA Bruins, with 4:26, go out in front of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, 3-0. With 4:26 left in the first quarter, the score is UCLA 3, Nebraska 0. Herrera's last kick was a high, short kick, fielded by the fullback. Let's see what happens this time. It's the same man. Dan Kroger gets the football, is hit, knocked down at the 27-yard line. UCLA apparently is not going to take any chance kicking to Rogers. The tackle made by Ramsey. Herschel Ramsey from Pasadena making the stop for the Bruins. Into the ball game is Dave Hum, number 12, quarterback for Nebraska, youngster, sophomore from Las Vegas. And the flanker to the right side is Frosty Anderson from the I formation now. Hum handing off on the reverse to Rogers. Rogers comes upside, gets to the 34-yard line where Jimmy Allen made the tackle.
So quick, so elusive. Just a fine runner, and probably one of the finest in the country. Very comparable to Greg Pruitt, of course, of Oklahoma. Both small, very compact, very quick.
Second down, 2 yards to go. The Huskers have got the football on their own 35. UCLA leads 3-0. Hum handing off to the fullback, straightaway power. He goes up to the 44-yard line. That time it was Dixon, Gary Dixon, coming close to home. Young man from Oxnard, California. Now watch him barrel up the center.
Boy, that Nebraska line was really firing off that time. It just buried that UCLA defense. You don't see a blue shirt past the line of scrimmage. Great blocking. They've talked to themselves on that sidelines.
1st and 10. The Huskers ball on the 42. Hum quick pitching back again to Dixon. He is dropped at the 47-yard line that time. Coming over is Gerald Peak, number 68, to make the tackle, along with Fred McNeil. A pickup of about 3 yards. Call it 2nd and 7. Ball on the 46-yard line of Nebraska. So far, the Cornhuskers have been utilizing the I formation, primarily with the fullback doing most of the power running. Hum handing off this time. Again, it's the fullback. He gets out to the midfield stripe. Tripped up at that point by Ramsey, Herschel Ramsey, who knocked him off his feet. The ball was down just inside the 50-yard line in Nebraska's territory. And so it's 3rd down and 3, Gary. A big play for the Bruin defense.
They can bend. They just cannot break. They cannot break against this Nebraska offense.
Rogers goes in motion to the right side. Hum hands off. There's a hole. And it's Dixon who's got the first down as he goes to the UCLA 45-yard line. Cal Peterson made the tackle. Big hole over the right side. Fine job of blocking by Nebraska's front line. It's 2:26 left in the first quarter. UCLA leading 3-0. And the Cornhuskers moving now into UCLA territory on the Bruin 45. Hum is the quarterback from the I formation. Hum going back, pitching out to the outside, and he is tackled as he got to the 43-yard line. Riding him down on the play was Steve Hocano and Cal Peterson.
You got to pin that Rogers up against the sidelines. If you get some running room, he's going to be gone on you. Good pursuit by the Bruin Blue defense. A lot of those names on defense this year will be brand new. Hocano and Herschel Ramsey. Those are brand new names for the Bruins, as most of them are.
Again from the I formation. Hum coming in, handing off to Rogers. Rogers gets away from one man. Still on his feet. He's pulled down at the 38.
We saw a couple moves right there. I think that was Baska that missed the first shot on a wing-back reverse. And you just
now
can't
watch
miss
the
Rogers.
elusiveness of this guy. That's
Right
a delay reverse. Watch Rogers fake there. Beautiful move as he got away from a tackler.
He moves so quick laterally. He doesn't lose any speed when he stops.
Third down.
So important.
3 yards to go for Nebraska. Again, through the center.
They
This
got
time he didn't get it.
Oh, there's a great play there.
And the guy in the middle was Greg Norfleet, number 63, who shot through from his right guard spot to pull down the runner before he got a chance to get in there. That was Dixon, the ball carrier. And it's 4th and 1. And the Cornhuskers apparently are going to go for it. Hum hands off to the right side.
I don't think he did it.
I don't think he did either. There's a pileup. The ball is marked at the 36-yard line. It's going to be close. UCLA takes over. And Rich Gunther and Greg Norfleet were the two guys who were down there digging it out in the tough spot to stop the Nebraska drive. The Bruins in the wishbone from their own 35. The handoff on the first man through is Johnson, the ball carrier, gets it up to about the 39-yard line. No, it wasn't. It was Gary Campbell, the carrier. Jansen made the tackle for Nebraska. Pickup of 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
I think we'll see the fullback carrying the ball a lot. The defensive ends are going up the field. Their responsibility, it seems, this evening is to contain the quarterback and the pitchman. So Campbell and Tyler Schumann are going to have a very busy night.
And so, at the end of the first quarter, the score is UCLA 3, Nebraska nothing. UCLA's ball on their 38. The handoff, first man through. It's McAllister, and he goes to the 44-yard line. James McAllister pulled down by John Pitts, making the tackle with Jim Branch. McAllister really hits that line like a runaway train. Boy, he gets there quick.
For a big man, he's got a lot of quickness off the ball. Important stat out of the first half. The Bruins on offense had the ball for 17 plays. Nebraska had it for 17 plays.
It's third down, a big 2 yards. Tough down for the Bruins. The handoff this time, second man through. It's Kermit Johnson, but in to make the tackle is John Pitts, number 56, as he stopped him at the 45-yard line. Pickup of about a yard on the play, so it's 4th down. And for the first time today, Bruce Barnes in the ball game, UCLA's premier kicker, one of the finest college kickers in the country. Well, next Saturday, the Bruins will be in Pittsburgh to battle the Panthers. Then 2 weeks from tonight, Saturday, September 23rd at 7:30, the Bruins will be back in the Coliseum to host the defending Big Ten champions, the Michigan Wolverines. Reserve tickets, dial UCLA 101 as Barnes gets off his kick.
John Rogers
takes it at the 15.
Watch out.
Cuts to the inside. Is knocked down at the 32-yard line. Russ Leal making the tackle. UCLA now on the defense as the Cornhuskers, trailing 3-0, take possession of the football on their own 32-yard line. Anderson flanks out wide to the left side. The quarterback is Dave Hum. Olds is back in there at fullback. Hum faking, back to throw, looking, throws downfield. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Anderson. In and out of his hands. He got up in the air, but he couldn't get to it.
UCLA has their linebackers dropping deep. Both passes that Hum has thrown, one for a complete to Rogers. The linebackers have just missed that ball, but both receivers have been wide open, so that secondary is going to have to get a little more alert. Hum is throwing pretty well.
It's second down, 10 yards to go. Again, Anderson flanks left. Rogers inside of him. Hum this time handing off the second man through. That's Dixon. He gets it out. A fumble on the football. UCLA's got it. Allen Ellis cracked that ball loose from Gary Dixon. And watch this tackle as Ellis comes up hard from the safety position.
There's Dixon running with the ball from Oxnard, California. He's breaking through the line. He's into the secondary, and here's just a tough stick to knock that ball loose. And when you're 17-point underdogs, you need these breaks right here. Good reactions to pick up that ball.
Flanker for UCLA. His lineman going out to the right side. Fake. Touchdown! Beautiful strike on the dead run to Brad Lyman. Mark Harmon racking it in there for 6 points.
That's a 36-yard touchdown pass right on the button. Great fake blubber. That defensive line does not know where the ball is. In his first college game, a lot of poise right here. And a perfect strike. Lyman running a post pattern. He's pretty well covered. It only took a perfect throw. Look how well he's covered right here. A little too early on a jump and a great catch by Lyman.
Herrera makes the extra point. It is now 10-0. UCLA with 13 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Nebraska again with Rogers as the deep man with Baja. Herrera again kicks into the right-hand corner. Baja takes it at the 20. Coming downfield. Dropped on the 40-yard line. Driving tackle made at that point by Jimmy Allen, number 20. And Greg Davenport also in on the stop.
By kicking that ball away from Rogers, the Bruins have given the Nebraska offense some fine field position. Twice on the 35 and 36, now on the 40. So they've started with the ball in good position every series of plays so far tonight.
Hum is the quarterback. He's back to throw. Throws over the center. The pass is incomplete. Again intended for Anderson. Jimmy Bright defensively covering along with Steve Hocano.
You know, we heard from spring and fall training that Hum was not throwing the ball too well. He's put that ball right in there for 4 times this evening. He's only had 1 complete, but the other 3 have been dropped.
Again, it's Anderson. Flanks to the left side. Rogers goes out to the right as Hum again in the quarterback spot. Hum coming straight back, and he's being rushed this time. Throws hurriedly. Pass is caught out of bounds at the 45-yard line. First down, Nebraska.
It's Jerry Lisk on the reception, probably a potential All-American at tight end, coming off a bad back injury and surgery. Hum made a fine play under pressure, actually threw that ball, falling backwards. It had a lot of stuff on it.
All right, Nebraska apparently going to take to the air to try to get back in this ball game. They trail 10-0. Hahn handing off to Dixon as the second man comes through, and he moves it down to the 34-yard line. Hocano was the first guy to hit him, along with Allen. But the Cornhuskers are coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I think that defense is bending a little too much here. They've got to get tough. You can't expect Nebraska to lay down. These players have been on 2 national title winners. They're not going to fall down for you. You're going to have to beat them.
All right, Hum again. Olds is the fullback. Hum taking back to throw. Passes incomplete.
I'll tell you what.
That was Jerry List, who just caught the last one but dropped that one.
I just wonder if it's a night football game. Tom Hum is right on target on every throw, and these balls are bouncing right out of his receiver's hands. That can get that quarterback a little upset. He's going to have to talk to those receivers.
It's second down, 10 yards to go. The ball on the UCLA 35. Rogers is slotted to the right side. The handoff again to the second man. It's Dixon. Hole closes as he gets to about the 31-yard line. Cal Peterson in on that tackle, along with Greg Norfleet, number 63. The Bruins, an untested defensive line outside of their two ends, who are the only experienced men, but so far tonight, those young, inexperienced Bruins have been fighting this Nebraska offense to a standstill. It's third down. Big play for the Cornhuskers. Hum going back to throw. He is being rushed. He throws a screen. Coming up to the other side is Rogers. He's not going to get it.
I'll tell you.
He is down to the 27-yard line. He's got about 3 to go. No, it's Olds, the ball carrier, on the screen pass to the left.
There were some fine reactions by that Bruin defense because Olds looked like he had a lot of room to run. That was a good...
Apparently, Gary, that Nebraska is going to go for it. They're fourth down and 3.
Every time they've thrown a pass, Tom, their receivers have been pretty well open. That secondary and those linebackers are going to have to start covering those kids because they'll start catching that ball pretty soon. Oh, big hole.
Rogers has got the first down as he goes to the 18 on a reverse around the left side. Jimmy Allen made the tackle. Cal Peterson also helped. So the Cornhuskers get the important first down. Rogers is flanked to the right side. UCLA leads 10-0. Nebraska driving. Ball on the 18-yard line. First and 10. Hum handing off to the first man. This time it's Dixon as he goes to the 15-yard line. Tackled by Cal Peterson. Pickup of 2 yards. Second down, 8 yards to go.
Gary Dixon's been the workhorse for that Nebraska offense tonight. He's carried the ball for 10 times for 46 yards. But the Cornhuskers are moving right here. We've got to put up a wall.
Rogers in motion to the left side. Hum handing off to Dixon, the second man. And Dixon runs into a powder blue jersey on the left. Got to about the 12-yard line where he is knocked back. And a guy on the bottom of that pile was Gerald Peak, along with Greg Norfleet.
That defense has to assume when the Cornhuskers get down here, they actually have 2 plays to make those 4 yards. The last 2 times on fourth down, they've gone for the first down.
All right, Rogers lines up as a flanker inside. It's third and about 3 yards. Hum hands off to the second man through. Dixon hits it. I don't think he got the first down. We'll wait for the measurement. It's close. The official looks as though it's going to be close enough. No, he signals that he wants a measurement. He signals it is a first down.
Well, the first real test for the Bruin defense of 72. It's on the 8-yard line, first down for Nebraska.
First and goal for Nebraska. Hum quick pitching back out to Dixon. Dixon is ridden out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Herschel Ramsey pushing him out of bounds. Gary Dixon is from Oxnard, California. No doubt he's probably got his family here tonight, Gary.
I'll tell you, we got 2 boys. Slowey on defense is from Hawthorne, so we have 2 starters from California. There are actually 12 overall Californians on the Nebraska roster.
All right, the Nebraska coaching staff is sending in the plays. It's second and goal from the 7. Hum this time going back to the right side. Pass is incomplete. Pass, I think, was deflected. I don't know if somebody got a hand on it, but the ball was away from the intended receiver, Bob Ravel.
Tough throw. Hum is a left-hander. He was running to his right. Really didn't have much time to set up. And here's a score, hard to believe. UCLA 10, Nebraska nothing in the middle of the second quarter.
All right, the Cornhuskers come out now. 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Rogers is split to the right side as the flanker. Back to throw, looking, passes. Touchdown. No, he dropped it. Dixon had it, dropped it.
I'll tell you, I think
You certainly can't blame the passer, Gary.
Hey, he put that right on the button. It's got to be, I think, maybe night football. They haven't played, but neither is UCLA. I don't know, Tom. Hum's been putting that ball right on the numbers. And I'll tell you, Hum looks mighty fine to me. He's looking away here, turns around and throws back, and you'll see this ball is right there, and he's throwing under pressure.
All right, Nebraska is going to go for the field goal this time with Rich Sanger kicking from the 14. He gets the kick up. It's no good. The kick is off to the right side. And so, with 9 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the first half, UCLA leads 10-0. A quick opener on the right side. Quarterback Mark Harmon goes up to the 25-yard line. The ball is marked at the 26. We'll see where he puts it back. That's where it is. The official moves it back just across the 25. Call it a 5-yard gain. Johnson made the tackle.
Tom, I think that quarterback sneak, stepping to his left and then trying to find the hole on the right side, is a totally planned play, trying to react against the quick movement of Glover and Harper, who are such quick and tough defensive people.
McAllister that time, a stone wall as he ran into Willie Harper, the big right end of Nebraska. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
I think in this field position, you're ahead 10-0. I don't think the Bruins will put the ball in the air. Let's be a little safe. Go on the ground and get the first down. It looks like they're taking a little time in that huddle, but I doubt to see the ball going in the air.
Lyman is flanked out to the right side from the wishbone. The pass is out there to Lyman. Lyman cuts to the inside, got back up only to the 28-yard line. A pickup of about 2 yards on the play. And that was caused by that hard-rushing left end. Steve Manstedt, who was really pouring in there on the quarterback passing, got rid of it fast. Lyman made a nice catch, but the pass had no chance of making big yardage because the secondary man of Nebraska was right on top of it. Barnes into punt now.
For the second time tonight, Johnny Rogers will get to do something that is his specialty, return those punts, and he's probably the best in the country.
Barnes putting it way up in the air. Rogers
he's got
takes
a
it
lot
at
of
the
room.
28-yard line.
Uh-oh.
Starts to the far side. He's
trouble.
got blockers. Rogers has got blockers. Cuts to the inside, down to the 20. A fumble on the play. The ball is at the 21-yard line.
They haven't made a decision yet. A holding penalty against UCLA. Here's Rogers, and he's so good at this, so dangerous, and you can tell Nebraska sets up a great wall along the right side. Here he's just outrunning our man. That was McAllister missing him, and he's coming down the sideline against a great wall. He's so dangerous. What a great threat to have. It's this type of thing that can change your momentum in a ball game. The penalty has moved the ball down to the 11-yard line, and you're watching Johnny Rogers here on a 49-yard punt return. The uplift to Nebraska to bring them back into the game. Not that they've been out of it so far.
All right, Hum's the quarterback from the 11-yard line, 1st and 11. The ball, and there's a stick by Dixon. Oh, boy.
Contact.
Straightened him up, number 92, and you know who that was, don't you? Young Rod McNeil. Fred McNeil really
here's some
laid
contact.
the leather to him.
Right here on a blitz.
Watch it. Bingo.
And that hurts. I don't think he knew he had the football yet.
All right. Hum is the quarterback. Hum rolling to the left side, going to throw, passes back. The pass is knocked down. There's a penalty flag, and that is against Nebraska.
Offensive interference. That is the first time this evening that UCLA's secondary has had those receivers covered. Fine time when they're down on your 11-yard line. I think this may be only the second penalty of the game. The first came on that punt that we just saw Johnny Rogers, and for an opening game, that shows some great training by the coaches of both sides. Only the second penalty in this ball game.
The ball is moved back to the 26-yard line of UCLA. And so it's third down now. The ball has to go all the way to the 1-yard line for a first down. Hum is the quarterback, and you can bet he's going to put it in the air. Here he comes, UCLA rushing. The pass is out and down to the 11-yard line. Pocano making the tackle on the receiver, who was List, Jerry List. Ball is back to the 11 now. It's fourth down. And again going into the ball game is Rich Sanger, number 43.
Rich Sanger last year broke an NC2A record for the most PATs in a season, which showed you how many times Nebraska scored. He kicked 63 out of 68. He was 6 of 11 on field goals. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
All right, he'll go from the 18. The kick is up this time. It's good. And Nebraska, with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first half, gets on the scoreboard. With 5:48 left, the score is UCLA 10, Nebraska 3. Rich Sanger, number 43, will kick. And it's McAllister and Johnson, the deep men for the Bruins. Sanger gets off a high kick. Johnson takes it at the 7, back to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Cutting inside, down on the 25-yard line. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. UCLA's ball on their own 25.
Well, once again, as they're going to have to do during this whole ball game, that offense cannot give up the ball on 3 downs and punt away to Nebraska. They're going to have to control it, move it down the field, if nothing else, just to eat up the time.
Bruins ball on their own 25. Nebraska up there now in a very tight defense. Coming in as the linebacker, pulling Harmon down for a loss at the 24-yard line, was John Dutton, the right tackle. Nebraska using a staggered defense now with a 4-3 alignment. 7 men up there within a yard of the line of scrimmage. That time the linebacker Dutton, who lined up a yard behind, came in to make the stop.
That Nebraska defense isn't exactly inexperienced facing the wishbone. They saw it from Oklahoma last year and also Alabama, so they know what they're doing defending that wishbone offense. Oh, we'll go the other side.
That time the quarterback kept it, got up to about the 28-yard line before he was dropped, as the 2 wide men for Nebraska drifted with the trailing men. Harper making the tackle.
That's the counter pitchback play. Harmon actually takes a step to his left, spins around, and then heads right. Just really a delayed option, and it sometimes can offset people like Glover and Harper, who react so quickly with the quarterback.
It's third down, 7 yards to go. And it's going to be close to the first down. We'll wait for the official to mark it. Driving tackle that time.
Here's Harmon.
Slowey.
Once again, a good fake pitch. Oh, that referee hurt us that time. Harmon turns up the field, and he's just getting by stripes. Actually, his own man may have slowed him down. Number 42, Bill Slowey of Hawthorne, California. Looked like he had his hand inside that face mask. Oh, what a half an inch can mean.
Rogers again back as the return man. Nebraska, famous for their punt returns. Barnes trying to kick away from him. This time he kicks over the right side. The ball bounces, squibs, and there's a pileup. That ball is loose. UCLA has got it. What?
Unless the Nebraska man did not touch it. And that must have been, Rogers must have dived over the ball. Here it is bouncing around. And no, he dived away from it. No Nebraska man touched it, and UCLA just actually downed it.
All right, the ball on the 22-yard line. Is the quarterback. Handing off to the fullback, Oles. Oles gets back to the 23-yard line, and Herschel Ramsey stopped him dead in his tracks at that point. That UCLA Bruin defense has been doing some job against this #1 rated Nebraska Cornhusker offense. Rogers is split to the right side. Going back to throw, looking. Pass is deflected. And the big guy, Tom Waddell of Oceanside, big sophomore, 6'4", got his hand on that football. That's the best defense in the world, a hard rushing line. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Cornhuskers.
Say a word about Herschel Ramsey. He's only a sophomore up from the freshman team. He's playing a fine ball game tonight, and this is the first time he's been on that Coliseum floor in varsity competition anyway, against the #1 team in the country.
Again, back to throw. Flag on the play. Rogers cutting inside. Offside called against UCLA, but Nebraska will, of course, refuse it. They'll take the 1st down. Rogers completing the pass.
I think it was the right defensive end that time. Cal Peterson was offside. Just jumped a little before that ball. This is Rogers coming out. Well, I'd like to see that right now.
Bob Ravel is the flanker to the right side. UCLA leads 10-3. With the ball this time, handing off to the second man through. Big hole in the center of the line. Dixon is the ball carrier, gets to the 48-yard line.
You're going to see some great blocking by that offensive line. Bob Dumbler's the center, has been spoken of as an All-American along with the Oklahoma center. Hey, there's some great blocking inside. I'll tell you, Dixon's having a big night. He's carried the ball 15 times for around 55 yards. He's been a workhorse.
It looks like they're trapping on that center play, Gary, the way they can't see the film that good. The 1st down is just short. He's got about a foot to go. But, boy, they run from that like the old single wing, that delay up the middle with everybody coming, including the kitchen sink.
Well, they got some big boys blocking up front. Dumbler's 230. Bob Wolf is 242. Mike Brehan, another guard, is 225.
It's 2nd down and less than a yard. Rogers back in there, slots inside the right side. Going back to throw. Pass is long. Pass and a penalty flag is called against Allen Ellis.
I'll tell you, I think it was a pretty good call. I think Ellis was indecisive on his coverage because he had Rogers and Anderson coming at him. Fine throw by Hum. And here we'll see Ellis trying to react and come back on the play. It's too bad. I think he did hit the man instead of going for the ball, Tom. I don't think the receiver could have gotten him.
Well, it's a big break for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. 2:31 left in the half. They have the ball on the 11-yard line. The quarterback. Hands off on a reverse this time to Johnny Rogers. Rogers still on his feet. Touchdown. And Allen Ellis missed the tackle on the play. Tackled by Jim Bright.
I'd say a great exhibition of balance right here. It's a reverse. They've done it twice tonight. Here's one missed tackle. You can't arm tackle him. And here's Ellis missing his. And look at that balance right here to get into the end zone. Hey, just a great runner, a fine receiver, a great punt returner. And Nebraska went 78 yards in 6 plays.
And right now is Richer trying to tie it up. His kick is up, and it is good. And with 2:26 left in the first half, the ball game is all tied up, 10-10. Sangster gets off his kick. It's a high one. This time it's coming back again to Johnson. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20. Goes across to the 26-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bruins at that point. Highland making the tackle. So UCLA has 2 minutes and 21 seconds to move the football, or again face that dangerous prospect of kicking to Johnny Rogers.
Well, I hope they don't have to do that again in the first half. That offense has got to start moving that ball. The last couple times they've fallen short, by a half inch or a half a yard for a first down. And I'll tell you that
Johnson is the ball carrier,
tough.
And there's a penalty flag down. There's a penalty flag thrown. Johnson got about 2 yards.
That looks like a face mask.
And it is a face mask call. That's an automatic first down. The handoff this time. The pitch back. And it is recovered by Johnson. Glover that time made the tackle on the quarterback, and 2 Huskers were right there on top of Kermit Johnson, but he recovered the football. The tackle was made by Ward, number 19, the right cornerback.
Well, it was a lucky bounce for the Bruins on that pitch. We saw 3 All-Americans on that play. Glover tackling the quarterback, Harper and Blahak going after the Kermit Johnson and the bouncing football. Bruins were lucky on that play.
This time McAllister into the center of the line, and he runs into Harper. And the other man in there on that tackle, Glover, also in on the play. That Nebraska defense is mighty tough. UCLA electing to hold on to the football here. Apparently not interested in putting it into the air. 1 minute left in the first half. 1 minute and 2 seconds. 3rd down, big yardage. Pass is caught by Lyman, but it's out of bounds.
Just out of bounds. I'll tell you, it was a pretty fair country throw, though. Just out of bounds. If the field would have been a yard wider, we'd have had it. Harmon's doing some good moving here under pressure, getting away from Dutton, and here's the throw. And this is Lyman on a corner pattern right between 2 men. And a pretty fine throw. He just happens to grab the ball out of bounds. Or does he? Yeah, he's on the white.
Barnes now into punt for UCLA. Barnes now trying to really angle that football away from Rogers.
Oh, he's got it
this time. Comes up the middle, but he is dropped at the 34-yard line. 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Klosterman made the tackle for UCLA. It's a 10-10 ball game.
Tom, if we can hold for 38 seconds here, needless to say, I'm sure the coaching staff and the Bruins would be ecstatic to go off the field. 10-10. A busy man tonight, returning punts, kickoffs, down the field on those passes, and he's been the very big play runner for Nebraska this evening.
Hum back to throw. Passes over the center. The pass is complete, but dropped at the 39-yard line. McNeil made the tackle on the play. Glenn Garson was the receiver.
Here's
right
Dave.
halfback. Hum calls for a timeout with 17 seconds to come to the sidelines to talk it over with head coach Bob Devaney. Nebraska obviously going to go to the air to try and get that big play, to get that ball close enough for a try for 3 points. We'll see what happens. Hum handing off on a delay. This time it's the fullback, but he is dropped before he gets too far by Baska. Rick Baska wasn't fooled on the delay. The ball goes down at the 41-yard line.
And Nebraska may not get another playoff, and I don't think they're going to try. They're going to go into halftime 10-10.
So there it is, the end of the first half. And the score is UCLA 10, Nebraska 10.